Hey yo, what up, YouTube? I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, man. Coming to politic with your boy, Mr. 1751. Anyway, right? Today we're gonna be reporting on this Tory Lanez situation. I know some of y'all might have heard about what's going on, man. You know, it's been on the news all day, all across the nation, man. This guy he's quite popular, man. You know, he's one of those guys, man. You know, I love his music. You know, this is just unfortunate. Now, anyway, here it says, rapper slash singer Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. God damn. Somebody tried to get him out of here, man. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continuous prayers and support. God damn. Now, in this situation here, you're gonna have people, right? Just like you had those same people when the incident between him and Megan Thee Stallion first happened back in 2022. You had people on the right who said, ain't no way I'm believing that Tory Lanez was stupid enough to shoot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. You know. But then you have people on the left, right, who feel like this guy is just a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He deserves everything he got coming to him because he chose to do that to that girl. You know, it takes a coward to do some shit like that to a woman. I don't care how much you don't like her, how mad you are. You don't pull a gun, let alone pull a gun, but shoot a woman. You know. Now, then you have people like me, you know, who I just kind of, I stay in the middle, man, because I'm not sure what happened. I wasn't there. You know, it could be either or. He could be guilty or not guilty. But, you know, obviously the courts had some type of evidence to get a guilty verdict. The prosecutor had to have some type of evidence to get a guilty verdict. So I'm guessing the guy is guilty. You know. Now, Tory Lanez is one of those, you know, one of those stars, one of those hip hop geniuses, man. Like his music, he really know how to articulate himself and deliver his music on a high level. And we love him for that, man. You know, but Tory Lanez, the person in his personal life, although we love him as you know, as a celebrity, we love his body of work, but sometimes these people, man, in their real life, you know, in their personal life, they're a totally different person, you know, than they seem to be. And I don't know if this is the case with this guy, but you know, it could very much be so. Now, anyway, Tory Lanez is a rapper who was originally born in the UK. He relocated to the United States. And fortunately, he was able to, you know, land a well-paying job, man, in the music industry. And from there, he rose to the top, you know. But he's had quite a few incidents where I've seen this little guy explode, man. When I say this little guy got some explosive energy, I've witnessed this guy, man, on multiple occasions go off his rocker, you know. And it's almost like this little guy, man, he got extra explosive energy to replace his height, you know. But damn. If I can remember correctly, in 2022, he was arrested and he was charged with 3 felonies, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. You know, and from that point on, we kind of heard from him every now and then, but he's kind of like faded to the background as we focus on the artists that's still popping, you know, in the moment. But a lot of times, man, these guys go to prison, and people try to extort these guys because they know they're rich. Some of them take PC, you know, and all that type of shit there, man. But some of them refuse to take PC, man. You know, they want to be amongst the population. They want to be, you know, they don't want to be looked at, man, as that could be. They don't want no stain on their jacket, man. A lot of times these guys don't want no stain on their jacket, man. You know, the ego. And I understand that, man, because being a man, your reputation is all you have to stand on, man. Your reputation and your word, you know. So I can understand why sometimes these guys would man up and say, no, fuck that. I'm going into the population. You know. But sometimes that could be very detrimental, man, to all that you got going on. You know, this one here though. This one here, man. I don't know what he got going on behind those walls, but I pray the brother, you know, have a speedy recovery, man, and get back, bounce back, man, and hopefully, man, he get in that gym and get his body back right, because 14 wounds, man, and those of you who know, man, getting stabbed by a knife, man, is worse than getting shot by a gun, you know, because in jail, I know from the few times I've been, you know, in jail, and one of my bids, there was an old guy, man, older guy. He wasn't an old guy, but I was cellies with an older guy, man. You know, he had quite the reputation from the streets, you know, and he was giving me the game, man. This is one of my first bits. You know, when I went in, I had to stay. You know, I couldn't make bail, I had to stay. So I ended up, you know, in the cell with this guy. And I remember the guy was telling me about, you know, how if you gotta stab somebody, you wanna throw it in them, and then you wanna twist and pull out. You wanna pull some shit out, you know. And it was like, it's like criminal lessons. Like prison is like the school for criminals. Like, you learn some of the craziest shit in there, man. You know, but it's also dangerous. Although sometimes it can be chill, you know. You go for months just playing cards and shooting basketball and, you know, everything chill on the block. But there's always that, you know, that moment, man, where, you know, shit about to hit the fan, shit about to go down, man. And everybody know. You start to notice everybody moving funny, man. You know, shit don't feel regular. Something about to happen. You know, and a lot of times when somebody's a target, a lot of times everybody in the jail, man, everybody knows what's about to happen, but that person, you know. And that's how it is, man. That prison life, man, is really, it's diabolical, man. It's wild, man. You know, you know what they say, only the strong survive. But this one here, man, this is wild. Now I know Megan Thee Stallion is probably jumping for joy. You know, if he actually shot her in the foot, you know, that would make her jump for joy for this guy getting stabbed 14 times. Now I can't see her hating the guy so much that she's happy that he ended up in this situation if he didn't actually shoot her in the foot. But who knows? Who knows? He could have did something to her, man, that make her dread him forever, man. You know, she all this shit that she's saying could actually be, because you had some bitter females like that, man, who they will go to great extremes, man, over something petty, because you know you hurt her feelings, man. She just can't get over it, you know. But anyway, this situation here is just one of the ones, man, where you just gotta wait, man, to see. Well, actually, they say the guy is he's unstable. He's unstable, so that's, you know, fortunately, thank God for that. You know, because he easily could have checked out off 14. A motherfucker hit me 14 times, man. Not too many people survive those type of attacks. You know, and those type of attacks happen often on the inside, man, behind that wall. You kind of get used to it, man. You kind of get institutionalized, man, after a while. This type of activity happens so much, man, like you kind of grow immune to it. You know, you start to reason with yourself, man, like, you know, just it just make you, it turns you to a whole different person. Just witnessing this type of shit, you know, so randomly, so just so much, man, behind the walls, man. It's like it do something to a man. You know how they say prison turn a boy to a man. You go in prison as a boy, man, and you in there with a bunch of grown men, you know, and you in there with other guys that shit age probably 22, 23, 25, and they already dug in. They already dug in, man. And they got their little cliques. Man, and they moving around throughout the jail, man. And they pulling rank, man. And they, you know, anybody that disobey, you see shit start to look wicked. Shit start to look wicked, man. Before the actual attack. Start to notice that shit ain't looking right, you know. But anyway, man, until next time, man, it's your boy Mr. 1751. I ain't gonna hold y'all for too much longer, man. But keep the brother Tory Lanez in your prayers, man. You know, cause I don't believe anybody deserve shit like this, man, unless you murder somebody family, or you rape somebody, or you know, whatever. But anyway, man, y'all keep this guy, you know, keep Tory Lanez in y'all prayers, man. And until next time, it's your boy Mr. 1751, bringing you another 1751 reaction. Anyway, till next video, y'all stay up.
Got a hits nigga, I'm a young rich nigga, hey, you know that. Pull up on counts, tell him so that. Stop a nigga like I'm with the franchise boys and some white tees, and you a fucking throwback. Pussy, nigga, you a motherfucking catty. I'm a real ass nigga from the deal. Got my Haitian bitches cooking up grill. And the Neo, that's for my amigo. Hold up, I gotta represent. 40 on my side, that's evident.